This episode is powered by Outpost Roasters, small batch, high quality coffee with soul. Outpost Roasters in Johnson City specializes in freshly roasted, small batch, ethically sourced, fair trade local coffee. That's what sets them apart from the big guys. They work directly with small farms and co-ops to ensure responsible practices and rich, balanced flavor in every single cup. Whether it's early mornings or late nights, their 12-ounce bags deliver bold, smooth coffee at a totally fair price. Head to outpostroastersjc.com to explore their blends and single origins. Outpost Roasters, coffee that's definitely worth waking up for. Good morning, Laney. How you doing?
Morning. How are you doing? I'm doing good.
Good. If you want to take just a few minutes and introduce yourself to anybody watching, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm Lanie Fitzgerald. I'm the owner of Cackling Crow. I'm a independent artist currently located in Boone. I'm from Dobson, North Carolina, little middle of nowhere town in the foothills. I've been doing this for about 3 years now. Started it in high school. A lot of work with local businesses and partnering to help me grow. And so I'm excited to be here today to reach out to Johnson City area.
That's really cool. So when did you start young for having a passion for artistry?
Yeah, growing up, I was big on drawing different types of art. And then I started painting in middle school and kind of continued that, learning landscapes and everything. I bounced from painting to sculptures to wire to pottery, photography, and eventually somehow landed on this and realized it was profitable and really flexible, a lot of options for designing, and it's hard to get bored of. And so I really enjoyed it, so I stuck with it.
So you started just specifically making hats then in high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and then
was...
I was going to say, where is this creation in your lineup? Is this one of your first?
This design is one of my first. The band and the chains around it and everything, it was one of my first designs, specifically for the business, since with the Cackling Crow, the crow on the card. This is the second hat that I've done. I burned through the first one and had to remake it, which was...
What do you mean you burned through the first one? Tell me that story.
Yeah, I just recently got a metal brander with my logo and was testing the heat, figuring out how to actually use it, and burned clean through the hat had to redo it. There's a lot of that in the process of lighting stuff on fire, burning things too much, have a lot of halfway damaged hats.
What do you do with a halfway damaged hat?
A lot of the time you can just patch them back up
and
work with it. Sometimes you have to completely chuck them.
Yeah.
But
or, I mean, you could hold on to it and try it for something else, right? If you, as like this is the destroyed test hat. And then at some point you can sell that on eBay when you, when you want. All right. So how did you come up with the name Cackling Crow?
I actually originally wanted to get into selling antiques. I've always been big into antiques.
Okay.
And always been inspired by crows, where they collect stuff. They're little hoarders. And that was the original name for what I wanted that to be. I was between that and Raven Remnants.
Okay.
And when I started doing this, Cackling Crow just like stuck in my head. And it's fun to say.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crows are such interesting birds because they are super intelligent too. Brian, was it you that read a story about there was some guy that he had a pet crow and he trained him to fly out and find dollar bills. Is that it, Brian? Yeah. And so I'm sure that there's a ton of people that do that, but so now the crow constantly brings him dollar bills. It's just so weird. Like we have a ton of crows at our house and we also have chickens. And crows are big protectors of chickens. And so Brian's like, I want to train some of these crows and have them be like my army, my army of crows. But they're just like super interesting birds. So then your second name was Raven Remnants. And so was that going to be for antiques, or was it going to be more like fabrics, or what was that one going to be, or the same thing?
That one was supposed to be that was actually my mom's pitch. I came with Cackling Crow first, and
Yeah.
she was like, Raven Remnant sounds really cool for antiques. And then I ended up not getting into antique reselling. If I do eventually, I'd love to have a brick and mortar store in the future where I do like custom hats, kind of like a mix of different things, and have a section under Raven Remnants where I do antique reselling and stuff.
Well, that's cool. So who got you into antiquing and all of this? That's really awesome.
That was something that I think that I just picked up, going to Goodwill a lot, going to antique stores a lot with my grandpa and my dad.
Okay.
Just something that I really enjoyed. Big on collecting. Glass is a big thing for me.
Okay, I was just going to ask, what kind of glass? Shapes, cups, or doesn't matter?
I have a big teacup collection and a lot of, I don't know if you know fairy lamps. They're these little glass things, and they hold tea lights, and that's what they would use, like Victorian era.
Okay.
And it has a lid with a hole on the top where the smoke comes out.
That's
so
cool.
that the whole thing would light up, and there's tons of different like colors and styles. They get expensive fast.
Yeah.
But they're really cool to find like out in the wild.
Yeah.
So those are probably my favorite to collect.
While you're visiting Johnson City today, do you have any plans to go to any of the thrift stores here? There's quite a few.
Absolutely. Yeah. I haven't had time to actually look at what's in the area. I thought we were going to be meeting in Bristol up until like yesterday when you sent me the address, and I was like, whoa.
Yep.
So definitely going to look around for like Goodwills, some antique stores.
Yeah. Cool. Well, there are a lot. We can always give you some names. What'd you say? Yeah, Bristol's. I mean, it's all part of the Tri-Cities. You've got Kingsport right here, Bristol, and this where we're at right now is centrally located, so it's nice to be able to find things. Yeah. So, growing up in the foothills of North Carolina, where did you grow up again? You said
Dobson. Actually, if we're gonna get really specific, I grew up in Mountain Park.
Okay.
Which is one 4-way stop, and that's about it.
Wow. Do you know the population of the town? No.
No.
Okay. So did you have a school in your town, or you had to go to the next town over?
There was a school, or there is a school, but I went to the one in Dobson, next town over, just because it was an easier commute for my parents.
Okay. So what was that like growing up in such a small town? Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother who is 8 years older than me, and a younger brother that is 8 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
So big gaps between all of us.
Yep.
It was odd growing up in a small town because everybody knew everybody, but it also wasn't a very artistic community.
Okay.
And so there's not really much support and growth in that area. The support that I did get was fantastic. And I have a few people that really like pushed me. But overall, like it's hard for artists to come out of that area and really keep going, especially in comparison to in Boone, where there's the huge art council and there's monthly markets and a bunch of places that'll say, hey, come on over just whenever you want to. Big jump from small town, not much going on, to Boone.
Yeah, for sure. So then how did you nurture some of this when you were growing up, and how did you discover that you loved art then in your small town?
My parents were really supportive of me, and all of my art teachers really kind of like took me under their wing. And it took a while for me to branch out to other like mediums. Like I always enjoyed drawing, but I didn't start painting until probably like 8th grade. And then I started really like figuring out what I was doing. And there were always like a few small art competitions held by the county schools. And then what really got me going was our local chamber started doing, they called it Yes Surrey, where it was young entrepreneurs of Surrey County.
Okay.
And it was an annual competition where you would go and business pitch to a small board and earn grant money for your business. And I placed for the school, I think twice, and placed in the county once, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
And that was really big on helping me grow and really giving me a chance to expand and figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And that was in Boone then.
That was in Dobson.
Oh, that was in Dobson. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. And then now you're in Boone. So what was the jump like to go? Where did you, when you were like, hey, I need to go somewhere else and do something else? How did you decide from Dobson to then go to Boone?
I was looking at colleges and I applied to Wilmington and I applied to Boone.
Okay.
And App got back to me first. And that's how I decided.
That was it. That was the defining moment.
I got a small scholarship for honors college and sort of decided from there. And then getting in touch with the community. Actually, the summer before I moved in for my freshman year, I went to the Doc Watson and Rosalie Music Festival and met a lady. Never met her again. She's part of the Grandfather Winery Wine Club.
Okay.
Never seen her again. It was just like a weird one-off interaction. And she was like, Grandfather would love to have you. Here's my information. Here's their information. Tell them that I sent you. Get in touch with them. Go set up. And they have been fantastic to me. They're probably my biggest thank you of everybody in Boone, because they have been so generous to let me come as often as I do. And it's awful because I'm 20, and so there's not much that I can do to support them back.
Yeah.
But they've been phenomenal.
Well, that's actually how we met you too, which is kind of funny. So we were camping in September with a bunch of friends over at Grandfather Mountain, and it was our first time camping there. And we were like, oh man, there was a ton of us, and we were trying to figure out where to go for lunch. And there's food trucks, at the Grandfather Winery, and so we went there. And then they have that creek in the middle. And so we, all of us had all of our kids. And so we just had them playing in the creek, and we got some food, and we were just hanging out. And we happened to see your booth, and we were just like, these are super fun hats. It was just really cool. And we were just looking through it. And of course we had our toddlers with us, which is always an adventure, because it's not like our attention's ever like zeroed in on anything, we have besides them. And our son kept on like trying hats, and he was like, I love this hat, Bobby. And it was just really cool. So then after that, we kind of sought you out, and we were like, okay, we want to hear, Cackling Crow's story, because we just were really impressed by your artwork. So that's really funny that Grandfather Mountain, there you go, once again, ended up bringing us together today. So a little shout out to Grandfather Mountain.
Yeah, they are my little safe haven as a business owner.
How often do you set up a shop there?
In the fall, I try to go every other weekend if possible, if not every weekend. Once it cools down, I've started going over to Linville Falls.
Okay.
Because I'm able to kind of be a little bit more sheltered there, not quite as cold. But Grandfather, during the fall, about every weekend. During the spring, I try to make it about every other weekend. And then in the summer, about every 3 weeks, give or take, depending on like what the weather's looking like.
Yeah. Do you find that businesses are open to having you come and set up shop, or do you find that that's a hurdle that you encounter a lot?
In Boone, a lot are really welcoming if they have the space to. Like, as I said, Grandfather has been super welcoming to me. Linville Falls has been super welcoming. My first time setting up there, I got rained out of Grandfather because it was pouring. I was like, well, I'm just going to go over. I saw that they were having an art market. I thought it was that day, but it was the next day. And I came and introduced myself, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to figure out how to get in touch for future art markets. They're like, no, you can set up right now if you want.
And you had all your stuff with you?
Yeah, I just had everything. I was like,
nice.
Sure. Booneshine has been super welcoming.
Did you say Booneshine?
Booneshine Brewery, yes. Have you not had?
That's a great name. That's great.
They're a huge brewery in town.
Okay.
My brother's kind of a beer snob.
Okay.
And so he's always like, Boonshine's pretty good.
Okay.
They're up there with some of the best in North Carolina. Went for a Christmas market with them, and they're like, yeah, we'd love to have you come over for future like music nights and stuff. So I need to reach back out.
Yeah.
freezing cold. It was terrible cold that day.
Yeah.
But it was a really nice event. They were super friendly. And then Phys Ed on Howard Street. That's another big shout out.
And where's that? Is that in Boone?
Yeah, okay. Right in the middle of Boone, just off of King Street, like between King Street and the college. They've been huge supporters. They're huge supporters for any artist in Boone. They work with the Watauga Art Council on their First Friday markets.
Oh, cool.
They let multiple artists come and set up in their area. They're super supportive of the community. They're always doing something.
Nice. Well, it's always nice to have businesses welcoming and wanting you to set up and being able to plug you in. Are you a part of any chambers or anything there locally too? What is that like for an artist to join a chamber?
I'm currently not involved in any chambers. I was involved with the Mount Airy Chamber for a while. When I was still living in Dobson, that was I actually won a spot in the entrepreneurship competition, and that was fun. Just going to like larger Chamber of Commerce meetings, getting in touch with people, getting to spend time and talk to other business owners and learn their experience and how to grow off of that. Boone, I'm not officially involved with anything, but there's sort of like an unspoken network of artists who all are in touch with each other depending on like where they set up. Like there's a few of us that will set up at Grandfather. There's a big group that does like the First Friday art markets. I have a friend who's a silversmith on King Street, Future Relics.
Oh, cool.
And she will have some markets at her shop. And there's a little handful of us. I'll be going to Beach Mountain over the summer, and they have thrown little handful of artists from Banner Elk and Boone. And so there's sort of just little collective groups, and everyone kind of knows everyone, but it's all like interconnected.
Cool. Well, I mean, that has its pluses and minuses, I guess, right? When everybody knows each other, but it makes it easy to work around. And so do you only primarily sell to people that come to these markets, or do you have any online presence as well? If you don't, do you have plans to have an online presence?
I mean, you've seen my Instagram. I'm still working on that. I'm actually a digital marketing major.
Oh, cool.
And still trying to like find my grounds. And I'm really working on expanding that this spring and this summer, putting a lot of time and effort into it. I'll occasionally have custom orders come in where people are reaching out saying, hey, can you come and do this? I just recently did a bachelorette party in Bryson City a few weeks ago. Just to, hey, we'd love to have you come set up.
Bride or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But primarily tourists. When people come to the winery all the time. Grandfather's huge on tourism market. And so that's where a lot of it happens.
Have you ever been approached about teaching how to do it? Like to do like a hat making class or anything like that? Or have you thought about it?
There have been a couple mentions, but the only issue is a lot of like the burning that I do. I don't do the stamping. Everything is hand drawn on the hats. Cool. And so that's kind of hard to teach. Yeah. Because I don't use stencils or anything. And then like the shaping is pretty simple. And I'll usually teach people how to shape it while I'm doing their hat, like at the custom bar. Okay. Just so that they know, like if it starts to lose its shape, hey, this is what you do to keep it. And I've talked with like my mom and some friends about that because I've been recently invited to a event that is way out of my ability, but I would love to join. But it's just too much for one person to do. But I feel like that turns it into more of a business and less of an art. Okay. Because I really value all of my burnings and everything being done by hand. Because that's something that a lot of people don't do. Yeah. And so it's kind of a cut from what I could be growing into, but I think that I'm going to stay small single artist.
Okay. I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'd be hard because then you would have to make sure that whoever you had with you could, had the same abilities and could, you know, put the same kind of work out. And I see how that could be difficult.
Yeah.
So then where do you find your inspiration for your hat and your art?
The hats that I make and like have in stock before I go to events, it's normally just okay, I need hats this color. What matches with it? What goes with it? What theme do I want to go off of? A lot of it's nature or song themes.
Okay.
Songs have been really big.
Ooh.
I'll go on Pinterest. I mean, there's a bunch of extremely talented hat makers around the U.S. who share their work on Pinterest, and have all been a huge inspiration to me. And so I'll kind of get ideas from their work, and then at the events, that's probably where I have the most fun, because then I get to work one-on-one of, okay, what colors look good on you? What's your palette? What do you want to have engraved? What do you want? And so it's a really personal, customized experience.
How many hats do you have at any given moment that are already done? And can those be customized too? If somebody likes the hat, but they want something else added to it?
Yeah, I always offer changes to the hat if I'm able to. I mean, there's sometimes where things are like super glued on and stitched on extra, and I'm like, listen, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to deal with that right now.
Yeah.
And then I can always burn extra stuff onto things. I'll usually have, trying to add up the number in my head.
Well, I'm trying to think, because when we saw your grandfather, you had quite a few hats.
Yeah.
And I think you also did. You have some jewelry possibly too. That was Did you say you had a friend that does metalsmithing, right?
Yeah, but all the jewelry that I have at my booth is
yours
made by me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. All right.
I'm trying to kind of narrow it down to a few select styles, because it's kind of like all over the place right now.
Yeah.
Hats, I usually have about 20 or 25 pre-made ones on me essentially at all times. Like my car is packed.
Yeah.
Because as a college student, I don't have anywhere else to put it.
Yeah.
And so I just always have a packed out car.
So you're studying to do digital marketing right now.
Yes.
When do you graduate?
Sorry.
You're fine.
I have asthma and I yawn a lot.
Oh, it's all good. I was going to say, you need some more coffee?
No, coffee makes me yawn more. I'm set to graduate next December. So I did dual enrollment in high school. And so it was a great idea when I was in high school and wanting to do as much work as I can. And now I'm in college and really enjoying it. And I'm like, oh, wait, I only have 2 years instead of 4.
So in hindsight, would you have done the same thing again, or would you not have done the dual enrollment?
I probably would have, just because, I mean, it's saving a lot of money.
Yeah. And time, because you knocked it all out.
Yeah. And it was great getting some harder classes like chemistry and some of my basic maths out of the way.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that are 200 student nightmare classes in college, I never have to go through that experience.
Yeah. It's already done. You did it in high school.
Big blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's cool. So next December. So then what do you want to do with your degree after?
I'd love to keep doing this. I don't think that I'll be expanded enough unless I get like a major social media spike. But I would like to work either private marketing for small businesses or local tourist marketing. I don't want to go corporate. I don't want to work for a large company. And I'm really passionate about supporting other small businesses. And so that's what I would love to keep doing, if at all possible. Cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we were excited about for this podcast, was helping other small local businesses. Because I've lived all over the country, and Brian, we moved here from the Northeast a few years ago. And business cultures are just different all around the U.S. And it's not easy to be a small business owner. Everybody thinks, oh, you must have millions of dollars and you just get to do whatever you want all day long. And it's like, it's really hard to work for yourself. Yes, there are advantages and disadvantages, just like any regular job, but it can also be exhausting. Just trying to make your way, trying to meet people, trying to figure out where to go and to navigate in that space. But then all it takes is a client or two, and then you're all set, and then you just kind of like have a different trajectory.
Yeah.
So, and Grandfather Mountain sounds like it's been that for you. Like that's been really instrumental in kind of shaping. So as far as like here and trying to expand into the Tri-Cities, like how can we help you? What's your goal?
Well, I mean, consistently, my best friend has been wineries for selling.
Okay.
Because they draw in tourists, and it's hard especially as a student small business owner, to cash out $250 for a market. That's just not feasible for a 20-year-old that lives an hour and a half away. And so finding places that will let me set up, for cheap, and that I can do whatever to support them back. Small markets at coffee shops and wineries has been a great thing for my growth and a lot of small business growth in Boone.
So are your parents entrepreneurs too? Where did you get that fire from?
My mom's a PE teacher who has a boutique on the side.
Oh, cool.
And then my dad sells insurance and resells vintage toys on the side.
Oh, cool. So. All right. So did your dad take you shopping then when he was trying to find vintage toys back in the day?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
That was sometimes, but it was he wanted to look at vintage toys and stuff, and I wanted to look at glass. And so we'd sometimes go to antique shops together, but more often it was me and my mom going.
Okay. And what's her boutique?
Butterfly Magnolia.
Okay.
Online and in Dobson.
Okay. And what is it? Clothing, or is it? Okay.
Like women's clothing.
Oh, okay.
Just sort of a wide variety. We started off doing like athleisure and then branched out to like everything else. And it's funny because it's a little teeny tiny building, and you walk in and there's so much stuff in that little tiny building.
And so where's the building located?
Right in the middle of Dobson.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
There's only like 4 stoplights in Dobson.
Okay.
But right in the middle off the courthouse square.
Okay. So you went from a 4-way stop to 4 stoplights in Dobson. And then how many stoplights are in Boone?
Too many.
There's significantly more people, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, it's not like Boone's a big town. It's still a small town. But
it needs to. It's getting too many people for
is it?
What it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So the college is growing a lot, and it's hard for the town to grow at that same rate.
Yeah, for sure. Do you see it continuing to grow and go crazy?
Possibly. I think that the college is going to keep on raising their enrollment, and I think that small businesses are gradually going to move out of Boone, sadly, because I've talked to multiple small business owners in the area, and they're like, rent's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It's really hard in that, right in the middle of town. But there's the number one complaint in Boone is traffic. And
really?
Awful. I managed to get out in hours where it's not too bad, but when there's a lot of college kids going back and forth, it gets hectic and crazy.
So do you see yourself staying in Boone, or do you want to expand or go somewhere else after you're done next December?
I'd love to stay in the Boone area. As hectic as it is and as quickly as it's growing, and it's not ready for the amount of growth it's getting. I love Boone. I love the community. I'd like to stay probably closer to West Jefferson.
Okay.
But West Jefferson and Fosco, just between Boone and Banner Elk, where the winery is, are 2 places that I really enjoy. So I'd like to stay in the area, but not in Boone.
I hear you. So if there's anyone that's listening to this podcast and they're thinking about starting a business and they're also a young adult, do you have any advice for them on how to either light that fire, how to get started, what should they do?
Yeah. Go in person. Anyone that you're wanting to meet, go and meet them in person. Don't send emails. I mean, it's great to send emails. Don't message over Instagram DMs. I've experienced that way too much just because that's my go-to. That's my number one platform.
Yeah.
And so I'll message different wineries and stuff on there and never get a response. Then I'll go in person and they're like, oh, yeah, we never even saw your message. We'd love to have you. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then those are the messages where you're like, dang it. What did I do wrong? They're not answering. And then you get up all this, you think it's you and the person has no idea that you even exist. So
yeah, it's not you. Always go in person. Reach out to people. The worst they can say is no.
For sure.
There's no hurt in asking. And a lot of places are super open to having small artists. Also, find something niche, because it's a growing area. Small businesses are getting bigger. There's more of them. Market's becoming more popular, but it's hard to make yourself stand out if you have the exact same product as everyone else. So even if it's changing your packaging, changing like your style a little, like do something to stand out. And support other artists when you can. I'll go to that's one of my biggest issues with market like festivals is I'll go and spend as much as I make just buying from other artists. Because like I love their products, but also because I love supporting them and getting to know people. And like finding a little market community is a big thing, and finding friends to bounce ideas off of, get connected with is major, because once you find other people that are kind of in the same shoes as you, even if they're at different stages, then it's really encouraging to both want to grow.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you recommend for people to how do you network besides, are you just doing your events? How would you recommend to somebody to start networking?
The events are probably the biggest thing. Getting in touch, like I said, getting in touch with the wineries has been huge. I've gotten multiple messages from them. And saying yes to weird events if you get invited. I'll be coming up on about a year now on having the actual custom bar. And my first time doing that, I went to a new salon in King, North Carolina, called Perry and Pearl.
Okay.
And I didn't know the owners. We had a mutual friend, and she reached out and was like, hey, we heard you do hats. We're doing our grand opening. If you're able to come set up, that'd be cool. And she asked if I could do a custom bar, and I had never done one before, and I was like, yeah, sure. And it was freezing cold. It was like April. I don't know why it was so cold in King. And I'd never been there before. I'd never met these people. And it was one of the most influential events of my life.
Oh, cool.
Because it was extremely successful. It got me in touch with them. A lot of networking. A lot of people have reached out to me afterwards saying, oh, I saw you from her post. That's actually how I got invited to that bachelorette party.
Oh, okay.
But being able to branch out and kind of experiment is a big thing.
Yeah. And saying yes. You said
saying
yes. A big one. What was the weirdest event that you've ever had to work at?
Ooh.
Well, you don't have to name the name though. Just know. But
I think I've had some weird ones.
Do tell.
I do have one. I do have one. It was a Christmas market, and it was tiny, and I made 0 sales.
Okay.
I went and shared a tent with my mom. This was before I had completely branched off. And so she has this like big double-sided clothing rack, and you saw my little like wooden pop-up. It's like a antique drying rack. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I had that, but it's super flimsy. And our little 10 by 10 tent and a table. And we're on the edge of a gravel road.
Okay.
And then a little bit of grass, and then like this huge like ditch hill. And our stuff kept blowing away because the wind would get caught under the tent with the walls. And so our whole tent would fly away. It happened like 3 times. It was the biggest mess.
Did it land down in the ditch?
Yes.
And then you had to go get it?
Yeah.
And then bring it back?
So many times. It was awful. And we didn't have weights. That was a mistake that we are not making again. There have been multiple times where we've had tents fly away. But I think that one was the worst.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I've been rained out of plenty of events, especially in Boone. You never know what the weather's going to be.
Yeah. Well, in the mountains, the weather's always kind of a crapshoot. I mean, even here, looking at the weather, it's like, all right, it's a guess as to what it's going to be. Because it could say it's going to downpour any minute, and then it'll be blue skies. And it's, well, the weather's going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah, there's no telling with Boone.
Yeah. So what is your best event that you've ever had?
Either the event at Perry and Pearl was a huge one.
Yeah.
But probably just like some random Saturday at Grandfather in October. Like October gets crazy in Boone. And
why is that?
The leaves.
It's just like, oh, okay. Oh,
that's when all the leaves are. So there's
a lot of tourists. Let's go see the change in the color of the leaves. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Leaf peeper season.
Leaf people.
Yeah. And then there's a lot more markets. I'm trying to think if that was the weekend of Woolly Worm Festival. There's one weekend where there's like Woolly Worm Festival and then a couple other things.
What's the Woolly Worm Festival?
So they have this event in Banner Elk, and it's an annual thing. It's this huge thing every year. And it's literally just woolly worm themed, like the caterpillars. Yeah. And they have races. Oh. So you bring a woolly worm and you race it. And like the top prize is like $10,000.
What?
It's like the huge thing every year. I've never been, and I've been wanting to go. But
I'm going to find a woolly worm.
It is a nightmare to get in just because traffic gets so crazy. Because it's their biggest event of the year. It's crazy.
Weird. All right. So the woolly bears, Brian, is it the with the woolly bears? It's their rings, right? That tells you, like, supposedly it's an old superstition about how much snow you're gonna get.
Yes. If the more black there is, the harsher the winter is gonna be.
Oh, okay. Is that it?
The lighter. Like nicer the winter is gonna be. So you just you find your own woolly bear, and then you enter a competition, and it like. I really want to know what the pictures look like of like it's awesome.
The board, or like the little raceway. How long is the race? Do they put them in there and then 3 days later they check for the winner? Because I feel like
no, those suckers are fast. They actually instinctually climb up, and so they had them climb up a string. And so there's multiple different like heats of the races, and so they just go and climb up these strings. But it is like a huge thing every year. And people will have to park like 3 miles out of town and walk in. There are so many people.
And I bet people are dressed up. But I mean, dude, $10,000 for the, like, how do you train a woolly bear?
I think that's what it is. I've never been able to go just because it's so busy.
Yeah. I mean, even like $1,000, that's $1,000 for finding a woolly bear. Brian, are you looking it up right now?
Yeah.
Like, that's so hilarious. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to look that up too. We'll have to see. I bet our boys would love. So we have a 4 and a 5-year-old boys. So pray for us because like it's pandemonium the second that they wake up.
Yeah.
This morning, our youngest woke up at 3:45. And 4 o'clock isn't like that abnormal for us, like to get up and like exercise or anything like that. But this morning it just like hit us super hard.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my gosh, 3:45, all the coffee. But they love woolly bears. Like they just, because some caterpillars, some things you can hold. Some of them are like you cannot. There's like a ton that are super like poisonous.
I made that mistake once.
Wait, have you picked up a poisonous caterpillar?
I didn't pick it up. I was walking.
Okay.
We have like a bunch of trees and stuff in our backyard at home, and it brushed against like the bottom of my wrist, and I didn't notice it until about 50 seconds later. Like my whole, like there was just a huge swelling patch, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow. What did the caterpillar look like?
It was just like some little green fuzzy caterpillar.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, $1,000.
$1,000. That's what it is.
Oops. That's still
a lot for a woolly worm.
yeah. For something that's not yours that you didn't have to like pay for, and like you just whatever time it takes you to train the woolly bear. All right. So green caterpillar just looked like a normal caterpillar.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. They'll get you. It's weird. There was a new caterpillar, I think, last summer here in Tennessee that they had discovered that was poisonous or something like that. I saw a little article about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. So now it's just like there's I have an app on my phone. It's called Seek, and so I can hold it over like an insect, and then it'll tell me what it is and if it's poisonous or if it's like okay. And so anytime that my boy saw a caterpillar over this summer, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me quick check. Okay, that one's good. You can pick that one
Yeah.
up.
It was a blessing that it didn't get me until this happened like 2 years ago, until I was like 18. Because as a kid, I was bringing just like handfuls of bugs all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
I was a critter kid.
yeah, they're fun.
They're
fun to play with. And you have brothers.
Yeah.
You have an older brother and a younger brother. I have 2 older brothers too. So a lot of those things I feel like, we all cut worms and things like that and then watch both. Have you done that?
I wasn't doing that.
Oh,
no.
Did you know that if you cut a worm, because they have 4 hearts.
Yeah.
They'll like both ends will just, and it's just kind of like creepy and
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't say that. That's mean to the
I used
worms.
to go out and catch bees.
Oh, what kind of bees were your specialty?
Bumblebees.
Okay.
Got some wasps. Just go out and scoop them up. I'd come home with like 3 bees on my hand and a June bug.
And they never bothered you?
I only got stung once.
Okay.
Or twice. Once because I stepped on it. Once because I came up to a wasp and like cupped my hand around it.
Yeah.
Wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, that's generally not a good idea.
No.
Brian's super allergic to bee stings.
Ooh.
And I have this picture. Now, this is going to be before your time, but maybe you've heard of the movie The Goonies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. So Sloth is a character in The Goonies. In his face, he's like, "Hey, you guys."
Yeah.
He's Sloth. And so Brian, did you get stung on your face? Right there. So Brian got stung right here, and his face. And I have a picture. It's literally just like morphed into Sloth, and I couldn't. I was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, dying laughing.
Yeah.
And then, he was laughing too, but like I took a picture of it. And so I have this picture that's like a split frame of Sloth's face and then Brian. And it's just like, oh my gosh, forever in my brain. And then he got stung on his hand too. And his hand just like whoosh, ballooned like crazy. But we used to keep bees. And so, and it's just one of those things. He'd be like, well, I mean, I like honey and I like bees. So I'll just deal with it for a few days and be Sloth. Hey, you guys. I mean, it's a classic movie.
It is.
If there's somebody that when you get stung by a bee, if you have to look like Sloth, I mean, it's
a lot worse fates in the world.
I'm glad that you've seen Goonies. Are there any other old classic movies like that do you love Goonies?
I like it pretty good. It was a fun watch. I'm not a big movie person.
Okay.
But I have a close friend of mine that is a very big movie person, and he was actually I took a graphic design class or a internship in high school, and he was my mentor, and he was like, "You're watching Goonies." I have a short list of movies that I need to watch because that's technically my payment. He designed my logo for me.
Oh, nice.
He was like, technically you still don't own that logo. You haven't watched Indiana Jones. And
I was going to say, what's the list? Okay, wait. All the Indiana Jones?
All the Indiana Jones and Roger Rabbit.
What? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit is like his favorite movie. And he was like, no, you got to watch it. And I was like, seriously?
Okay. Dude, I have not seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I don't know. How long has it been? Probably a long time since you've seen it too. And all the Indiana Jones movies? That's interesting.
I've seen like one or two when I
Okay.
was younger.
Yeah.
But I'm just not a movie person.
Okay. Do you prefer books, music?
Music, I can't.
Just-
I'm awful at reading.
Okay.
I'll get through like a few TV shows, but it's hard to sit and watch something. I'll listen to books when I'm when I'm working, because it's hard to, like, I can't read when I'm working, and I can only halfway watch stuff when I'm working, and over the summer that's all that I do. So in my free time I'm sitting at my desk and have to have something that's primarily listening. So
Well, and then you said you were listening to country music on the way here, because we talked about country this morning. And so what is, for as far as like country music, or when you're going to make a hat and you're trying to get in the zone, what gets you in the zone? Can you just like flip it like a switch? Does it take you a little while to like feel it? How do you do that?
I'm kind of like constantly in the zone.
Okay.
Like constantly obsessing over, okay, what am I doing next? Who do I need to reach out to? Who do I need to get in contact with? What do I need to do for posts? What do I need to do for my next hat design? Like sketching hats while I'm in class. I'm in my major right now, and so I'm in primarily marketing classes. And so I'm extremely grateful that my teachers have been like, oh, yeah, so for all of our hands-on stuff where you're making example posts and content for a business, you can use your own. And so I'm getting class credit for essentially just doing my own business.
Cool. Nice.
Which is fantastic, but I'm really just kind of constantly focused on it unless I'm like working out or something.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, and that's cool that they allow that, because I mean, why not? You are literally living all the things.
Yeah.
But is there anybody else in your class that's also doing a business, or?
It's our whole class. One of them is based entirely off of, okay, you're supposed to reach out and partner with a small business in Boone.
Yep.
And like offer to create content for them.
Yeah.
Like audit their social media and put together like a marketing strategy and a design booklet for them. And so they spent like 2 weeks going and trying to get in touch with business owners. Of course, it's during the huge snow that recently happened, and so it's been hectic.
Yeah.
But I was just like, hey, can I do my own? And so we're in partners, and so my partner probably got the easiest option for the class because I'm covering a big chunk of the work since it's my own stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's funny. That's really cool they let you do that. I wish more people would be open to helping small businesses and doing things like that, and co-creating and trying to create, because I feel like marketing, and maybe that's, some people are using AI to help with their marketing, because as small business owners, they might not have the resources to pay for a lot of marketing, or they might not know where to start, because marketing is really hard to figure out if you don't have a degree and you don't know what you're doing, because there's so many social media platforms. Everything at this point is like oversaturated, and so then it's hard to be able to go through the weeds and figure out, oh, this is what I need to spend the most time in, this. So what advice would you give to somebody as a marketing major for digital creation? Should they focus on just social media? Should they focus on their website? Should they focus on Google and rankings? Like, what are your thoughts on all that?
I mean, I don't have a ton of experience. Instagram has been my biggest platform. I haven't really dove much into Google. I'm planning on spending time this spring and this summer putting together like a Shopify website. I would say that any content is better than AI, just because like I have a personal bias against AI, but also talking to other students in my classes whose businesses post like AI generated photos of stuff, is you have a lot of distrust if the company isn't posting their actual products, because you may be like older people may not be able to recognize, oh, this is AI, but younger people do. And if we can't trust you to show your own products, we can't trust you to go into your store. So there's certain like apps that will make like templates with AI, that will like use it just to like help with transitions and reels, like slightly editing a photo, working with fonts and stuff. That's cool. That's a great use of it. But generative AI, or I've seen a lot of people use like the like AI caricatures, or
Yeah, the latest thing was the Chat GPT caricature of
yeah,
like of yourself.
a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm not. This is, if you're going to be a small business owner and especially an artist, it's just steer clear of it, because you're better off posting like funny content that, like, even if you don't know what you're doing, like people love to see you like grow and slowly figure out what you're doing, rather than feeding stuff into Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And as someone who's worked in like photography and has a brother in IT, it's making stuff expensive. It's putting a heavy load on people that work in tech.
For sure. And authenticity, I think that's really like what it comes down to.
That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. And especially for art, like there is that with art and with small business, you have that human aspect still. And so then AI just can sometimes replace that. And I think that then we get into craziness and then the end of the world.
Yeah.
Maybe Terminator 2 was on your list that you watched. What did you watch that was on that list that besides Goonies?
Just Goonies.
Oh, that's the only one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm not a movie person. I had a big list of like some of the classic slasher movies, because I do love horror movies.
Okay. So give me an example of a classic slasher.
So like just like the original, like Nightmare on Elm Street,
Okay.
Hellraiser, Friday the 13th. Scream still fits into like the classics, I guess. Psycho, and like I had a huge list and I didn't watch any of them over the summer.
Yeah.
Just because I just won't sit down and watch movies. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I hear you. You can get like an audiobook of the slasher movie. And
Yeah.
you can just listen.
Yeah, I've watched a good handful of them. But
Yeah. That's fine. Horror movies. I don't know. Brian's gonna laugh at me because I had a terrible experience in high school. I just dated myself right there. When Scream came out, the first Scream.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Love it.
It was weird. It was crazy when it first came out because it was like, I don't know. I feel like there hadn't been. Maybe there were. I'm just not a big horror movie person, but I was at. It was some dance, and a bunch of us girls after the dance went to one of our friends' houses, and they were like, let's watch Scream, and I was like, what? We just like had this is okay, whatever. I lost the bet of everybody voting, I should say, and so we started watching Scream, and we were in my friend's basement. And she had like a window above our heads, right?
Yeah.
And then mid-movie, there was on the window, and we were like, what? And so we pulled the curtain open, and it was somebody dressed like the Ghostface Killer. And we were like, whoa, no. And so then they came over to the sliding glass door, and I mean, it was her brother, and he opened up the door, and he was like, in his outfit. He wasn't talking, but like we knew it was him. We're like, you're such a brother move too.
It is
to do that. And all everybody was screaming because they were just like, whatever. And I knew it's her brother. I just looked right at him, and I don't remember his name. It's a long time ago. And I was like, take that mask off right now. I am so mad at you. You are making us all this is terrible. Take the mask off. And then I was like, I'm going home. I was like, I need a ride because I'm done. This is the worst experience. I hate this movie. I hate it was just, and he started slow walking towards us as if that made it better. And I was just like, you better take that mask off. You better stinking take. And I was just so mad. I was like, then I ended up leaving before the movie finished. I was like, I'm going home. This is too much for me. So like that was my experience. Brian has his face in his hands right now. You can't handle that story, Brian. What did he say? He's just shaking his head at me. Well, wouldn't that be traumatic though for you to like have that when you're watching that movie? No.
I loved Scream. That was my first horror movie. And so that one is like one of my absolute favorites.
So maybe you would have enjoyed that.
I loved Scream. Scream and Friday the 13th were both like really fun ones because I feel like there was enough like funny bits to kind of take away from it.
The humor.
Yeah.
I get it. Sorry, I told that story. Now it is solidified. It's going to be solidified on the internet. And the girls that I went to high school with, maybe they forgot that night. Maybe they're like, oh my gosh, that's right. I'm so traumatized. I did see it after that, by the way. I did finish Scream. And then now, I don't know, there's like 7 or 8 or something ridiculous.
I haven't watched any except the first one, and I kind of want to keep it that way.
Yeah, that's probably a good move.
I feel like a lot of horror movies, like I've seen some of the newer ones, and there's a few that I've been like, oh, this was fun, this was good.
Yeah.
But not many that like are really as good as like some of the classic ones. There's one on Netflix called oh, it's slipping my mind. Hold on.
Was it a movie or a TV?
It was a movie.
Oh. It was based off Scream?
No, it was completely different.
Oh.
I'm Googling it real quick. The Ritual. That was a fantastic one. It's about hikers. And it's like tied to Nordic mythology. That was a good one. There wasn't much humor going on, but it was a really good horror movie.
So then how do you feel about, because of your name, Cackling Crow, or then Raven Remnants, are you a big Edgar Allan Poe fan as well?
Yeah, I like Poe. I'm not big on literature, which is really embarrassing to admit, but I've read good handful of his works. I actually enjoyed when I was doing like literature stuff for work. I enjoyed Nathaniel Hawthorne a lot more.
Okay.
Which is a little more niche. He had some really interesting stories. And then, I mean, Jekyll and Hyde has always been my favorite, like horror, like classic literature.
Have you made any horror-inspired hats or art?
Not really. I've done like some moon phase ones, and then I've done like some Halloween jewelry, but that's about it.
I think I've seen the moon phase pictures
Yeah.
of some of the hats that you've made. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Are there any other like themes and things that you like to, I mean, you said that when you get in the zone, music helps and you draw inspiration from different things. Do you end up, or even Pinterest, do you have like, you're like, okay, I'm going to make this next set of themes and it's going to be based on the moon phases, or I really enjoy feathers right now, so I'm going to do the next set of hats with feathers. Like what's your MO?
I mean, the color of the hat definitely makes a difference because black, I feel like I have limited choices. So the moon phases are always easy to go with just because, I mean, the black on the hats that I use is like so black. When I'm at home, I can go in and like spray paint it and weather it and make it more of like a dirty gray color. And that's a lot of fun to work with Western style hats. And then I'll occasionally get some that are like a bright yellow, and I'll do like a App State inspired like mountain ones, or I did like a canary and a blue jay, like twin pair. A lot of like nature inspired ones. Color palettes are normally like nature inspired. One of my favorites is, I call it like the Kingfisher palette, where it's got like the orange and a little bit of like tans and light like beige, and that really like true teal blue. and it just pops so well. That's probably like one of my most popular combinations.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is just putting colors together that I don't have. And then, like, once I figure out the colors, I'll match it with like a theme for like the engraving or for more details. Or the other way around, I'll like choose a song. Like, I've done a few like Fleetwood Mac ones. That's another
Yeah.
big
Stevie.
inspiration. Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
Can't go wrong.
Can't. She would rock any of one of these hats, I feel like.
Yeah. I did one a while ago that was Silver Springs, and it was a silver hat with like a lavender colored band.
Cool.
And had the "You'll Never Get Away from the Sound of the Woman That Loved You" written around the brim, like
that's
all the
cool.
way. That one was really cool.
Yeah.
But I try to have like a variety, because a lot of people have come up and been like, "Oh, I love that you do not just the Western, but you branch off and do like some like whimsical ones." I've done some that have like a butterfly wing burned into the side. I try to have like a really wide variety.
Are they all? What fabric is this one?
All of these are vegan suede.
Okay.
I haven't posted about this yet, but I'm going to be getting into wool hats very soon.
Cool.
I have an internship set up where I'm going to be learning to actually shape them.
Oh, nice.
And block like thick wool hats,
Yep.
which is a huge thing.
What goes into shaping a hat? So, like this hat that you have here, was it just completely flat before you got your hands on it?
Yeah, so all
Okay.
of them, when I get them in, I currently buy my hats wholesale. They come in flat, and in the stitching right here, they actually have a wire built in.
Okay.
And so they hold their shape really well.
Okay.
But it's literally just like pinching it and shaping it.
Okay. You're fine.
And making sure mainly that it's symmetrical.
What about the top? Is all of this something that you can manipulate too?
I can't manipulate the top. That is the one thing that I can't manipulate, and I'm going to be learning to very soon.
Okay. With the wool?
With wool hats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have different head forms that you are going to use with the wool? Because like I think I have, what is it? 5 or 6 wool hats, I think, at home or something like that, Brian. Like I love the brim, everything about the wool, but they're all just very simple hats. But the hard part is that, some of them I purchased and they've been too big for my head. And it's like, dang it, I need to like figure out how to like redo this. But fabric is so different. And I imagine I can't even imagine the process of trying to manipulate the wool hat.
Yeah, so it's I've tried to teach it, or I've tried to learn on my own.
Yeah.
My entire life has kind of been just I'll halfway watch videos of people doing it online, and then I'm just gonna mess around for 5 hours and figure it out. And that's expensive to do with wool.
Yeah.
That price runs up really fast.
Yeah.
But they have the blocks that are shaped to different diameters.
Okay.
And you mold it, like steam it and mold it around
Steam.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Steam is the number one thing.
Okay.
And then you'll put in like the sweatband and the lining and everything. So I'll be learning how to do that very soon.
Cool. And where do you go to learn that?
I will be interning with Bowles in West Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
So they're a Western store on Main Street in their downtown area, and none of this has been announced yet because it's still in the process.
Oh, okay.
But recently got in touch with them. Super great business, huge variety, and so I'm really excited to start working with them.
Well, that's cool. So how long does the internship last
I
for?
should be working with them officially by App State's requirements. It'll be a 10-week internship, but I'll be working with them longer than that. I'll be doing their social media and learning how to hat shape.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So where's that located?
In West Jefferson.
Okay.
It's about 30 minutes from Boone.
Okay. Oh, right. Not too bad. So you can still commute there. And then, then you're going to add wool hats after that, right?
Yeah. It'll be a very gradual process.
Yeah.
But I will have access to do that.
And then what other like materials of hats do you like to work with? Do you like to work with straw? Do you like to work with, because there's so many different kinds of hats out there.
Yeah, I've done a few straw ones, and like I have a few personal, but they're extremely difficult because they don't hold shape,
Yeah.
and so it's hard to get the fabric to stay. And I can't charge as much as I do for these because they don't hold up as much.
Yeah.
And so it's,
Well, you're kind of limited to design, I guess, with like straw too, just because there's holes.
yeah.
So there's only so much you can.
It's only so much I can do.
Yeah.
So like I've done a few, but I probably won't be going back to it. I'll use the rest of the inventory I have until I sell out, and I probably won't be buying more.
Yeah. And so you buy your hats in wholesale?
Yeah.
Is that from here, from somewhere in the United States?
Yes.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, that's nice. When you wood burn it, or not wood burn.
It is a wood burner.
Are you a wood burning tool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's just really cool that you don't stencil. And so when somebody comes to you, what's your favorite? Like, do you prefer when someone comes and they're like, "Hey, these are my favorite colors. Just make me something cool," or do you like them to have a little more direction when they want something custom?
I like them to have more direction because I'm an artist, but it's a custom bar. You choose it. And it takes the workload off of me because I'll usually have more than one person. And so I'll be working on a hat and I can't help people choose the colors while I'm working on the hat. I always have that come up where I'm like doing stuff and then I'm talking to someone and then I'm helping someone choose the colors like all at one time. But I mean, I'm always open to giving recommendations of, I mean, my go-to is you should probably have 3 fabrics. I mean, it levels out the colors, gives it a lot of depth, gives it a lot of detail. That's like my happy medium is 3 fabrics and then like a twine or a thin leather band to tie it together.
Cool. Is there anything else that you would love to share with people about you and your business? Anything that stands out to you that's special that you want to just share with people? Or even not about your business. Maybe it's about you personally. Anything like that.
I will say in my business journey, I mean, I've had a lot of doubts and I've had a lot of spots where I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm supposed to go after this. In my business journey and as a college student. And the number one thing that has gotten me through it is just calming down, taking a step back and praying about it because it's going to work out one way or another. And I only have control over so much. And so just letting God handle a lot of like my stress and concerns has been a blessing.
Well, and strong support from your family and friends and from the school, which is great. So how can people get in touch with you, whether that's them wanting to purchase hats or whether that's booking you for an event here in the Tri-Cities or anywhere? How do they get in touch with you and what's the best way?
Instagram is my best way. That is where I'm the most active. That's where I will respond.
Okay. What's your Instagram handle?
Cackling Crow.
Okay. At Cackling Crow.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
And I'm also on Facebook. I'm not as quick to respond on there because there are a lot of fake bot scam accounts on Facebook. If you don't have Instagram or if you just feel so inclined to reach out on Facebook Messenger, then you can do that also. Again, it's just Cackling Crow. Those are the 2 best ways to reach out to me.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, Laney, for coming and hanging out with me and sharing with me about your hats. And it's been really cool. I've learned a lot.
For having me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So just kidding. One more question. Can you walk me through your hat making process?
Absolutely.
And I know that's probably a loaded question. So let's start with this hat.
Yeah. So I get them in, and a lot of the browning that you see on the top it doesn't come like that. It comes just a flat hat of like this lighter color. I go in with, I have a little handheld creme brulee torch. That thing is awesome. I love it. I used to carry a big butane tank. I got sick of it. Touch it up on a lot of the time the edges. Some people ask for like extra burning. I'll just go in and do as much as people want or as much as I like. Have like a little pattern that I go through every time that I'm doing one. So it's like a muscle memory. And then the band, I'll usually go in and choose the fabrics. I have tons upon tons of different like styles, colors, textures. Go in, put the fabric band. A lot of the time I'll torch the fabric too. Make it look like weathered like the rest of the hat. Beads, chains, whatever other people want on there.
Did you put this all together, bead by bead?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of the beads that I do are hand strung.
Oh, nice.
The chains, everything I sew down to the hat. A lot of people glue it, and it's not as secure that way, and can also leave residue on the stuff. I like sewing it because it's a lot more secure. It takes more time, and then like the feathers, I'll sew in. This is actually a porcupine quill from a friend of mine, Prickly Perfectionist on Instagram. She's located in Texas.
Okay.
She works at a rescue ranch and has porcupines and makes
Can I feel
jewelry.
it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So weird.
It's great when kids come over because it's like a little, touch museum.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, these are turkey
Just don't,
feathers.
Don't touch the end.
Yeah, these are porcupine quills. These are coyote teeth. These are deer antlers. So many different things.
Hold on, towards her. You just get in there, Brian. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Oh,
So
man. Everybody just saw Brian on camera for a hot second. He just died inside.
the cards, I'll usually go in and burn them a little. I mean, everything gets burned up a little. Twine, there's not as much stuff on this one as there is a lot of the other ones. I'll go in and glue like little brooches on the side, and then shaping it. It's just got a little wire on the inside of this, so it holds its shape really well once you bend it. Just shape it up to be symmetrical. And then the burning, I have a small wood burner, and I go in and do all the details by hand. I don't have anything on this one. Sadly, this was an awful example to bring in today. But
how dare you?
I do all the burnings by hand. I don't use a stencil. I'll sometimes trace them out, but not often. Sometimes I will do extra details at the start, and I'll go in and spray paint the hat and let it dry. I've completely blown up a few because it's extremely flammable while it's wet.
Yeah.
And that gives it like a really cool, like weathered look, different color details than what I usually do, and then go in and seal it, and so it's completely waterproof. There's only certain ones that I do that for, but the process is different for every hat, just depending on the details and what people are wanting.
Is certain fabric easier to work with? Which one's your favorite? Because what is this hat? You said it was vegan leather, right?
Yeah.
Is that your preferred canvas?
All of the hats that I use right now are vegan leather, except for like a few straw ones that I've done. And I hate doing the straw ones because they don't hold their shape.
Yeah.
This is my go-to, where it has the wire on the inside. I do have some that are sturdier, and like you can hear them when you tap it. And they all have different crown shapes. So I have like arrowheads, and I have heart ones.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've got more of those coming in soon. And I can't bend those, but I like these because it gives me a lot of options for laying it flat, like a small cowboy. Can go really high with it. I have a lot of people that want just a slight turn and then the front pulled down. That's probably been my most popular shape recently. But this fabric, this blend, allows for just a lot of movement.
It's a really cool hat.
Thank you.
Is that one of your favorites?
I actually have, this one's probably my second favorite. I have my number one favorite in my car. where it's one of the blue ones that I've spray painted
Mm-hmm.
and has like browns and like pops of orange and a big feather.
Oh, cool.
And I get so many people saying, "Can I just buy that off your head?" And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I actually have to recreate that one and send it to a lady in Florida pretty soon
Okay.
for a custom order. But that's probably my most popular individual style hat, is that one. Everyone loves that one.
Do you wear a hat every day?
No.
Okay. Do you feel naked when you're not wearing one?
No, I usually, I have gotten used to wearing hair accessories. And so I've started wearing clip-on bows a lot as a replacement. But like when I'm out and about going like to markets and stuff, I'll almost always wear one. But like I said, I'm a student. And so I'm not wearing them to class or anything.
Yeah. Could block someone's view behind you.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the process for this. And then we learned about wool because you're going to be getting into wool. So that's going to be a whole new learning curve of what you can and can't do with wool, right?
Yeah. That's going to be a whole new can of worms.
That's going to be awesome though. And then past wool, is there any other type of hat that exists that you want to work with?
I mean, wool felt blends really, I mean, there's a ton of different. Beaver is the most popular.
Beaver?
Beaver. That's what most hats are made out of, is beaver felt.
Oh, okay. Didn't
That's
know that.
a lot of it. And then rabbit is probably the highest end you can get. And I would love to work with rabbit felt at some time, just because it's super high quality. It's really soft, really breathable.
Soft. Yeah.
So
Cool. All right. Good. Is that good, Brian? Do you want to show that camera the hat a little bit more?
yeah.
Just so we can kind of see. Oh, it's just so cool. And then you know what? Do you want to? So this is what I'll do. I'll say thank you again. That was just one other little question we had. Do you want to end it by taking your headphones off and putting your sweet hat on?
Yeah.
Let's see the whole product.
So I'll put my hat back on.
There you go. Nice. It looks awesome. Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you. This episode is powered by Outpost Roasters, small batch, high quality coffee with soul. Outpost Roasters in Johnson City specializes in freshly roasted, small batch, ethically sourced, fair trade local coffee. That's what sets them apart from the big guys. They work directly with small farms and co-ops to ensure responsible practices and rich, balanced flavor in every single cup. Whether it's early mornings or late nights, their 12-ounce bags deliver bold, smooth coffee at a totally fair price. Head to outpostroastersjc.com to explore their blends and single origins. Outpost Roasters, coffee that's definitely worth waking up for.